Hi everybody, we're going to do what am I wearing and why. So today I'm wearing the Armoury's Model 101 suit. I'm wearing the Armoury's standard shirt by 100 Hands. I'm wearing a Drake's tie for the Armoury's 10th anniversary and a Drake's pocket square. And I'm wearing a pair of Koji Suzuki bespoke loafers in brown suede. For my wrist check today, I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 96 from the early 30s. And why am I wearing this today? I wanted to talk a little bit about Solaro. So this is the first outing for this particular suit. And this suit has been made in a cloth that you might know as Solaro. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Solaro. So Solaro came about back in the beginning of the 20th century. And it was actually all predicated on the idea that like UV rays could protect you from, UV rays would cause diseases. And so if you were able to fend off those UV rays, you could stay healthy. This all came about because there were European colonizing forces going to very warm tropical places and finding that their men were getting sick. And there was a doctor, Dr. Louis Westenra-Sambon, I don't know if I pronounced that right, who found out that like red pigment was better at absorbing UV rays. And so he was like, well, let's make a cloth that could be used as a medical technology and that would keep our men safe. And unfortunately, he was later proved that this was completely ineffective and untrue, but the design of the cloth remained. In fact, Smith Woolens, which is an English mill, bought the name and continued to produce, until today, continues to produce this particular type of cloth called Solaro. Now, Solaro is typically like this. Very, very bright red on the underside, and then a kind of beige or khaki on the top. And in fact, Alan, my co-founder, has a really beautiful one made by Livrano. It's one of my favorite suits out there. And I've always wanted one myself, but I also didn't want to have the exact same suit as Alan. In recent years, there have been a lot of Solaros that have been produced in kind of interesting color combinations. Blue on blue is something that you see quite often, but I was really taken by this one. This was just like a sample bit of cloth that we had, and I finally got to use it up. It's a kind of grayish olive, and then with a blue on the other side. And it, maintains that kind of iridescent quality, so you can kind of see the blue when the suit is in a little bit of movement, but otherwise it looks kind of grayish olive. Now, what's interesting about Solaro is that it's often, suggested to be like, oh, it's a summer cloth. But the earliest versions of Solaro were very, very heavy. And even till today, the English Smith Woolens version is very, very heavy. I mean, it's like a 13-ounce cloth. And if you were wearing that in Hong Kong regularly on a hot day, like you would be pretty dehydrated. You would be pretty uncomfortable. There have been a lot of Italian mills since who have produced interesting color combinations of Solaro cloth that are also much more wearable in hot climates. Like this is probably an 8-ounce cloth, and it feels good. It's very comfortable. There is nothing really intrinsic to the weight or the construction or even the color of Solaro cloth that should make it any cooler. So to me, I feel like actually you can wear Solaro basically any time of year. In fact, in those heavier versions, it's much nicer in like early spring or early fall. But I do really like the iridescence of it. And I think the iridescence of it is really beautiful in the summer when you have a little bit of sunlight on you and like it just has that nice glow to it. So if you're on the fence by getting a Solaro suit, I think it's definitely worth a thought. Like it's something that's very nice to have in your wardrobe. Alrighty. Other things going on, we will finally, I apologize for the delay, we'll finally get that Broadway loafer video out. We'll finally get that road jacket video out, hopefully this week. And that is about it for now. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.